The following was made possible by the generous support of these patrons. If you'd like to support my work, go to patreon.com/Commander Exorcist for more details. Hello campers, and welcome aboard the Starship Nightwish. My name is Commander Exorcist. I've been playing Elite Dangerous since 2018, and since then I've been a combat pilot, an illegal goods smuggler, a rescue pilot, and a deep space explorer. Suffice to say that it was exploration that ultimately captured my heart and became a central focus of my life in Elite. Most people know this, but like many good stories, there is more lurking below the surface than you know. Often the most endearing stories of triumph and redemption begin with a period of darkness, and my story is very similar in that I got into playing Elite Dangerous because of a very dark time in my life. My introduction to it was the result of a devastating divorce. My family had struggled with a number of issues for several years until it all came to a head near the end of 2017. This would be 3303 in Elite Dangerous timeline. By the beginning of 2018, 3304, I had lost almost everything that I had cared about. My family was in ruins, and I had to leave my home behind, and I soon found myself sleeping on the bare floor of an empty apartment with nothing but a pillow and a blanket to help me sleep, if you could call it sleep. Those first few months of 3304 remain a blur. I can see flashes of images and remember brief moments and sounds, but the dates and the exact details of those events that occurred for much of those first few months are lost to this overwhelming trauma that still haunts me. Now that might sound like hyperbole, but it's the best way I can think to describe the way that I felt. There were countless days after I had furnished my new home that I slept alone on the couch, and I would wake up feeling immensely disappointed that God had not killed me in my sleep. I was too sad to kill myself, so I spent much of my time hoping that God would do it for me. Then things got interesting. Let me just say that if you feel that way today, though, don't wait on someone to help you. Reach out and find someone to talk to. There's always someone out there to listen. They may not share your experiences or perspective, but there's always someone out there who's willing to help a person in need. We just have to be willing to be honest and receptive about what we're going through. That was something that I struggled with. The divorce had implications for my life that extended beyond a new home and a new routine. It had a profound impact on my job, and it led to a very tense and unfortunate situation where the future of my career was in serious jeopardy for almost a year. When one thing would appear to right itself, two other things would break, and I'd be forced to find some way of balancing this perpetually broken scale. In the middle of the chaos, these sleepless nights, the terror, and the constant dread of just living in the world, something strange happened in February. I still had very little in the way of furniture or decor in my home, but I had managed to recover my trusty Xbox One X, and I was on the hunt for a new game. I was coming off of a Battlefield 1 obsession, and I was looking to return to space, where I had logged countless hours in the cockpit of X-Wings, TIE Fighters, and the LucasArts MS-DOS games of the same name. One game stuck out among the store that caught my attention, and it was called Elite Dangerous. What the hell kind of name is that anyway? Elite Dangerous? That doesn't even make any sense. What kind of game is this? Is this one of those gotcha games that got out of hand and, it'll probably be free to play, but I'll have to watch a Manscaped or Raid Shadow Legends ad before I can play? I had quite a few reservations, but as it turned out, Elite Dangerous was none of those things. When I started flying in Elite, I chose my home among the stars within the boundaries of the Empire. Pledging my allegiance to the Emperor, I set out running cargo missions and conducting hit-and-run operations out of Persephone Station in the Avalon system. I did this for many weeks before I grew bored, and I nearly gave up on the game completely. Was this it? Move cargo, go here, fetch this, frame shift here and there? The appeal wore out quickly for me until I joined an expedition to Colonia. Along with the commanders from Radio Sidewinder, I journeyed to a remote world and visited my first geyser site. Sitting in my Asp Explorer called Artemis, I was captivated by this location. This seemingly lifeless world had mysteries that were waiting to be uncovered. And as we journeyed deeper into space, I decided to try exploring some of these remote worlds in the off chance that I could discover my own geysers, geology, and other unique locations. And that dream became a reality when I sat down on Blue Thua IIK D8-47 as I was passing over a canyon that just happened to be home to a stunning collection of water geysers. Something clicked at that moment, and I realized that there was much more to this game than I had initially thought. It was at that point that I discovered one of the most mind-blowing aspects of the game, the fact that the stars rendered in the background are not just filler. They weren't just a canvas painted on the background. Each of them represented a real place in the game that I could visit and explore. Elite was not the condensed bubble of human activity that I had confined myself to. It was a galaxy of 400 billion stars, just waiting to be seen for the first time. New discoveries flowed after that. I began taking regular video and photographic records of my discoveries and became deeply integrated into several other Elite Dangerous communities, including Radio Sidewinder and Stellar Photography, Videography, and Fan Art, also known as SPVFA. The void that I had felt after losing so much was being filled with something new and something fresh. Fast forward today, and as of this recording, it's been 4 years since those dark days. Yet it was that darkness that led me to this new light. I found my place among the stars, where I could step out of my day-to-day routine and become someone else. I could become part of something larger and greater than I was. I went from being an average dude to being a commander, and it was exceptional. So, a question I continue to ask myself is, why am I still here? I should be dead. My life should be nothing more than a memory to those who knew me in everyday life. There were many moments where the story came dangerously close to that end, and yet I persevered. It wasn't an easy road by any means, but I have no regrets, and it was definitely one worth traveling. In this day and age, it can be cliche, but I have to say that I owe my life today in huge part to Elite Dangerous and its community. They helped provide me with the strength and the courage I needed to face each day as the weight of this uncertainty and constant trial did its best to drag me down. A day will come when my commander will stare into the warm glow of a newly discovered star for the last time. And when that comes, I can rest well knowing that in the midst of the chaos of life, I was privileged to be part of one of the greatest communities of people I've ever known. I deserve so much less than I've been given, and today I fly in honor of those who have helped me. I continue to seek out new wonders and new discoveries, to open up the mysteries of the galaxy and to forge a path ahead for others. My name is Commander Exorcist. My ship is the Nightwish, and no matter what challenges present themselves, you can always find me out there. 07 Commanders.